Welcome to the Fitness and Finance Podcast with Jeff Smith from The Retirement Smith and Jennifer Scherer from Fredericksburg Fitness Studio. True wealth isn't just about finances. It's about maintaining a healthy body and a secure financial future. The Fitness and Finance Podcast is here to help you build strength in both areas, tackling financial strategies for retirement while also discussing ways to stay active, healthy, and energized. Now let's get started with Fitness and Finance. All right.
It is really tough to be like down when you hear that music in the background.
I know.
I get so pumped up.
That's workout music right there. I mean, that gets your blood going. You got to get ready to work out, be healthy, be fit, both physically and financially.
Yeah, we should play that while we're paying bills.
Ooh.
Maybe it'll be like,
or like warming up.
Maybe it'll be easier for us to pay bills when we're listening to music like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's not bill paying music, Jeff. I don't think that's gonna.
What is it? It's always like country music. It's super sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of weepy.
Trying to get into a good workout music.
Yeah. Paying bills, you need steel guitars weeping all over it.
Yes.
As Zappa once said, steel guitars weep all over it.
That's a great line.
It is a great line. Well, hey, fitness and finance are in the room. Yes, Jennifer and Jeff. I'm your co-host, Tony Shore. Welcome to yet another amazing episode of Fitness and Finance Radio. I mean, this is going to be a good one. I love the title. You guys always come up with the greatest topics. Credibility begins with the person in the mirror.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I thought of mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all?
Man.
And then it says, not you. You need to work out more and get your finances in order.
Yeah.
Tony, that's so funny.
Well, I think we were thinking about titling this episode, Would You Hire Yourself?
Right.
And, before, and this isn't about perfection, this is more about credibility, right? Because people don't just buy our knowledge. They're buying our example.
Yeah. Right? And by hire, you mean work with experts in their field.
Exactly.
And so rather than try to perform brain surgery on yourself, actually work with professionals.
Yes.
We're not talking about hiring employees. We're talking about, paying a professional to lead you through and help you avoid making costly mistakes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And one of the greatest leadership lessons I think I've learned is that people rarely do what I say. They do what they see, if that makes sense.
Sure.
If I tell a client that strength training matters and I give them all the benefits, I'd better be strength training.
Sure.
Or if I tell clients, sleep is so important for recovery, well, I better be prioritizing my own sleep.
Yeah.
Same as a dietitian. If I tell clients that they need a meal prep, they should know that I'm doing my best to live that out. Not perfectly, but at least consistently.
Yeah. It's like after your doctor's appointment, you do the checkout, you might go to the pharmacy there in the clinic, and then you decide to drive around and leave out at the back exit. And at the rear door, you see the doctor.
Yeah.
Which is literally what happened to you, right? Isn't that? That's literally what happened to you, right, Tony?
Smoking. No. One thing that did happen to me, I have seen a nurse that I respected smoking, and I lost all respect, like a director of nursing, like the highest, whatever it is, LPN or whatever, or nurse practitioner, smoking outside a hospital once. That was a big turnoff. But I'll never forget the story of I went in and said, I got to lose some weight, got to get healthier. My doctor said, yeah, you got to. And I was into craft beer. I got this, the whole craft beer craze and brewery, right?
Yeah.
So I would spend too much time drinking that, you get the hoppy beers, the craft breweries, those are really, really, really fattening. Like, the hop beers, it's not like drinking domestic beer. It's really, really high in alcohol content, higher in calorie than, of course. But he said, you got to cut that out or really limit it. And I'm like, okay. But I was meeting a friend after later that day. That was in the morning, and that afternoon, about 4:35, after work, I stopped by the brewery,
Mhm.
which is just close to the clinic, and to meet a friend. And who was in line to get a beer? The doctor that told me
Of
that you
course.
got to cut that out, and
He's like,
you.
it's good for you though.
Yeah, but this guy is in. I will say, this guy totally in shape. Looked like you,
Mhm.
Jeff. I mean, he worked out. He took care of himself. But
Mhm.
he was in line, and I go, "Oops." I go, you told me not to be here, and here I am. And then he goes, "Yeah, and you caught me too. I told you not to come here, and I'm here." So we had a laugh about
That
it.
is great.
But it is like seeing that nurse practitioner outside just smoke,
Mhm.
like, talking to you about health. It's like seeing a dietitian at McDonald's.
Right.
Doesn't
It's
make
like,
sense.
I don't wanna see Jennifer in the drive-through ordering a Big Mac.
Right.
Nobody
You'd
wants
be like,
nobody
"Wait
wants
a
to see
second."
that.
Would
No,
you lose all respect if you did?
I
Yeah,
would.
I would.
Well, and
Sorry.
here's
Yeah.
where I think some professionals may get stuck is they think I have to be absolutely perfect before I can help anyone, and
Well,
that's not true either.
of course not. You're gonna
Right.
hey, I have cravings. Well, once a week, I'm gonna eat a bowl of ice cream with whipped
Well,
cream on it,
exactly.
and I mean,
Yeah.
or I am going to eat a big old greasy cheeseburger once in a while.
Yep.
But you can do those things,
Yeah.
but at the same time, you're not making a habit out of it.
Well, and it's moderation as opposed to a complete elimination.
Mhm.
So,
Everything in moderation, right?
yeah, I don't think clients are asking for perfection. I do think that they need honesty. So, like, if I'm working on improving my mobility, I will tell them I'm incorporating some yoga because I've realized that I have really tight hamstrings and I want to improve that area. Or, if I'm trying to increase my protein, I'll say, "Hey, look, I have not been getting 100 grams of protein like I should be, and now I'm doing these things to try to up
Well,
that."
let's just take this weekend for example, right? This
Yeah.
weekend, there's two ends of this, right? So Jennifer and I, we do a weekend workout series for higher level athletes that in Jennifer's business, and it was a really really hard workout. We had how many people there?
There's 7 of
There's
us.
7 of us, and 2 were under 30.
Mhm. Mhm.
And here's the thing, right? So, um, after each set that we did, we all collectively ran outside to a parking garage, ran up the 5 flight of stairs and back down the 5 flights of stairs, and then back to the gym to do the next set of things that we needed to do. And
Wow.
Jennifer like shoots out like a rabbit, and then I got to chase her because that's what I do.
Because
And
that's what I do.
but we both were coming in at the same time, at least 15-20 seconds before anybody else got back. And so
Wow.
I think you look at that and we're setting an example there
Yeah.
that hey, even though we run this, we put our money where our mouth is. We're in it.
Mhm.
We're trying every rep. And Jennifer is a tactician with reps. Like she doesn't take a rep off, and her form is always solid. And I feel like I have similar qualities, but I am usually doing extra during the which shocks people, I'm sure. But if it's a step up, I'm probably going to do a box jump, right? So I always try to do a little more to lead people to do a little more.
Yeah.
And but on the other end, yesterday after I got done with a bike ride, I made homemade butter.
Yes,
Oh,
you
what
did.
you
I made,
what?
I made homemade butter,
He did.
and Jennifer made these most amazing pancakes.
Yes, I did. I made spelt oatmeal with
Mhm.
cottage cheese pancakes.
They were
What?
delicious.
Yeah.
Delicious.
You
Very
had me until you used cottage cheese because that's
Well,
that's just rotted milk. That's like milk you left out in the sun.
but you don't know it. You don't see it.
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna leave milk out in the sun until it curdles, and then we're gonna call it cottage cheese and sell it to Jennifer along with cans of green beans.
Right, and I think that's the important part. You're right, because we
balance.
authentically live our lives healthfully as possible, but that doesn't mean that we're restrictive.
Sure.
We're also
We have pancakes on
enjoying
Sunday.
food
Yeah.
the way we all should be enjoying food.
Mhm.
Oatmeal pancake sounds good
Yes.
to
They
me.
were really good.
They
by
were
the
really
way.
good, very, very
I
good.
think they were
I
probably
wanna
the best
try 'em.
pancakes I've had.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
I mean, the homemade butter didn't hurt.
And that was really cool to watch him do
Look
that.
at you with the pat on the back too. The best
Yeah, he did
pancakes
good.
I've ever had.
Well,
Although
I didn't
my homemade
Wait,
butter didn't hurt.
Just to be clear, I didn't do the work. It's not like I was churning it. You know what I mean?
Although we do have one of
we
those.
had a food. Yeah, we do have one. We have a mixer, and the mixer did all the work. So I was really just pointing to the mixer because I just put the ingredients in and watched it.
Yes.
Wow, you guys
wow.
made your own butter. That's really cool.
Yeah, it was really neat.
It was
And
fun.
fresh pancakes.
Pancakes.
Before you do something like
chicken
that again, I'm
sausage.
gonna need a little heads up and a couple days notice so I can come out.
I love it.
I want to be there the next time there's homemade butter and homemade oatmeal pancakes.
Seriously, it was really good. We salted the butter too. It was delicious.
Well, you have to. My wife came home with unsalted butter once. And do you guys know what unsalted butter tastes like?
Did you almost get divorced?
It tastes like yellow tasteless grease. It's a block of yellow tasteless grease.
Tony's like, get that out of here.
And she goes, I just thought maybe this would be healthier for us. Don't care.
Yeah. Don't care.
Doesn't taste like butter. No, see, that's the wrong thing to say on a fitness show.
I think I recall when you were here for dinner, I baked that homemade bread, and I think we did have unsalted butter, and I think we were sprinkling salt on it.
Yes.
We were.
That's right. Tony's like, this is garbage. Get this out of here.
I'm like, why don't you just give me some lard to spread on it? I mean, there's no taste to saltless butter. You got to have a little bit of salt, and a little bit of sodium isn't going to kill you. Everything in moderation. Now, some people, now I have to watch, like my doctor and my dietitian, when I went to a dietitian a number of years ago, and that really helped me. A few years back, before I started working with you guys, I saw a dietitian who was recommended by my doctor. And they said you got to limit, you're taking in way too much sodium. And I didn't realize, like, you buy raw turkey breast or chicken breasts. Like Sarah and I thought we were eating healthy by buying these chicken breasts in the store, right?
Mm-hmm.
You look on that package, there is so much sodium injected into those chicken breasts.
To keep it plump.
And deli meat. I love deli turkey meat and deli meat and ham, and they're just full of sodium. My dietitian said you got to avoid that, and I go, "What do you mean? I thought that's like the healthiest thing I eat."
Oh, I know.
She was like, "No, it's not.
Well, this speaks to what we're talking about, right? So when I originally hired Jennifer, like, I was eating the same things, Tony. I didn't have bread at all, but I made omelets with deli meat crammed in there and cheese,
same.
And she eliminated that, and I probably within a week lost like 1,000 pounds. It was it was a big deal for me. But where I was going with this, right? So I have worked with several people through time, and I think it really matters what people look like to a certain degree, right? So I want to be cautious on how I say this, but if someone is, I always say if you look at your trainer, this is how you're gonna start to appear at some point. You're gonna start looking like this person because this is the person that you're emulating, right? You have to follow them to do these things, right? And so Jennifer is obviously fit and healthy and the whole works. And so I was really thankful because I really trusted before I knew what she was capable of doing. I could easily take a look at this person and say, this person takes care of themselves. Yeah. And they know what they're doing. And so before you start to get content, before you start to get a basis, before you start to get really into the weeds with something, we need our five senses to do some work for us, right? And so when you see somebody that is maybe not walking the walk, you're like, I don't know if I'm going to listen to this person, right?
You have to trust the people you have to trust the people you hire to help you, and you have to surround yourself with people you can trust and that know what they're doing and have already applied it to their own. I mean, if they're not walking the walk.
Well, but there is a distinction I think that's important to make, because we have hired trainers that have had injuries and setbacks for reasons that they were not able to stay in the gym, so to speak, but they
Sure.
didn't lose credibility,
Oh, I see.
because
Sure.
they're real people that have real setbacks, and those
Yes.
things can happen. And that doesn't make the client feel like, well, I don't know about this, but I think that, again, letting the
Initially.
vulnerability out and saying, this is something I struggle with too. You're not alone.
Oh, that's good. That's a good
Um,
point.
I feel like that can help the connection, because then the client's like, this trainer is not just this elevated person who never struggles.
Yeah, well, let's be clear. My
Yeah.
goals were slightly different than most people's, right? So my goal was to have visible six-pack abs.
Yeah.
So if that's what your goal is, that's a different mindset than somebody that just wants to be healthier. And if you're looking at somebody who is maybe not perfect as a trainer, maybe they're a little overweight, they are way more relatable to somebody trying to just be healthy, because they're
Right.
holding on to something.
True. That's
You know
a
what I
good
mean? They're
point.
staying in it. Where my goals were different, and so I just want to make sure we're clear on that. Like, I don't
Right.
want to. I'm never here to shame anybody,
No.
Right.
at
Right.
all. And
And
I know what it feels like, because I was 300 pounds.
Well, exactly. And I think that's what the mirror test, the whole title of this episode is about, credibility by
Yeah.
looking in the mirror. And I think every coach should ask, if someone followed me for
Mhm.
1 month, would they become healthier?
Wow.
Not because of what I said, but because of what they watched me do. Like, would they see me exercising regularly? Would they see me choosing nutritious foods most of the time, managing my stress, recovering well, practicing all those things that I'm recommending?
yeah.
And I think there's a direct correlation to your industry as well.
Yeah.
The financial version, if someone copied Jeff's financial habits for 5 years, would they become financially healthier?
Hmm.
And I do think those things are important.
Well, there are people that will hire other people based on what what their net worth is in our industry, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there are people that expose their own stuff out there and say, "Hey, this is what I do, and this is,
Yeah.
my net worth is 10 million," and before they even get people in the door, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a value there, because the interesting thing is, just like my fitness, early on in my career, I struggled greatly in my finances, and it was really, really hard to start. I was the sole earner, to raise a family. And today's world, that is almost impossible to do. It's
Yeah.
very, very difficult to do. And I'm not giving myself a backdoor credit here. I didn't mean it like that, but I'm just saying there's not a lot of people that can do one earn, if they do, it is a very, very big stressor in that relationship and
Oh, yeah.
that person. That,
Right.
you know what I mean?
And I mean, yeah, and we've talked about it before, but if you try to go it alone with your financial planning and retirement income planning and investments, you're going to do much worse than if you worked with an advisor. And I can safely say that because every study ever done by Fidelity,
Yeah.
all these studies, Columbia University, show that working with a trusted financial services professional, especially one like yourself, Jeff, who are going to help people avoid making the really costly mistakes.
Yeah.
Most people who invest on their own end up buying high and selling low.
Every
The
time.
exact opposite.
Yep.
And it's like the stats are crazy.
It
It's like
is.
90% of people who invest overall over the length of their
Well,
investment, situation.
and what happens is that teaches them not to invest in the market. That's what they think, right? So
Right.
they make a bad choice, and then all of a sudden it's not for them ever
Right.
again.
Yeah, that
And
happens too,
and that's
doesn't
a
it?
huge mistake too. So I think what I was actually getting at was the income piece, right? So I had to derive all my income from whatever I did. So early on, that became a real struggle.
Mhm.
And so I've gone from, I mean, I started my business with $2,300 to my name. I mean, that is not
Wow.
advisable. It's
No.
not advisable. But
No.
I had a very strong desire to help people and above the money. And I feel like that really carried me a long way. People felt comfortable with the fact that I was doing the best I could to help them. And then, through that time, I know the struggle of trying to make ends meet. And so it's all, really helped me. And then you overlay that with the business piece. I have, both Jennifer and I have a lot of knowledge about how to get through and navigate, business planning, and understanding the complexities of owning a business,
Yeah.
and the risk that you have to take in order to have success. And thankfully, I thank God every day for the success that we have had.
Yeah.
And
And you've learned from your mistakes. It's not without trial and error. I mean,
Right.
you've tried different things.
in
Some of
every
them
way.
fail and they build up. The
Yep.
most successful people have had some massive failures along the way. And then that's how they get to the point where they have success, right?
Well, I think someone who has a lot of success is definitely good at failing.
Yeah.
Well, and what I mean by that
Good
is
from learning.
yes, they're
They're good
okay
at learning
with
from their
taking
failures.
the risk to have some loss in
Yeah.
order to learn from it.
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always say you don't grow without taking a risk. You have got to get outside your comfort zone if you want growth.
hmm
And that is scary for some people. And then therefore a lot of people maintain status quo. And
Well, that's both sides of the fence, right?
yeah.
I mean, fitness and finance. I mean, if you think you got it beat, you're in trouble. You're in
Mhm.
trouble. If you think you've got it figured out,
Mhm.
chances are you're not even close.
Mhm.
So, I think you always have to stay hungry in that respect. Like you want to stay on top of things.
Sure.
I think one of my mentors in business always had this quote on his email, and it said, "Stay hungry, stay humble." And I think that is such
Huh.
a wonderful phrase because
Fantastic.
you stay in that, you're always going to want to be better.
That
And,
yeah.
but
That was
not for a week.
Yeah, and you guys are great at that. You really you walk the walk and you can talk the talk, but you also walk the walk. Stay hungry, stay humble.
Mhm.
Jeff does that with the exception of once in a while the
butter.
the butter bragging about making his own butter or the gun show, but otherwise Jeff's a pretty humble guy.
Oh man.
oh, so good.
Mm.
Hungry, humble, and smart was the workshop we did.
Oh, that's right.
So we had,
John?
Oh,
John
wow.
Maloney,
John,
the
yeah.
Called by Design. He owns Called by Design. He led a workshop for our team called Hungry, Humble, and Smart. And those are the 3 qualities of the best employee that you could ever, hire
Yeah.
in the workplace.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it's true. It
Yep.
really is. And it was fascinating to learn more about each one of those traits and, where
Yeah.
pitfalls and where things could be like somebody could be really, really, really hungry, but not smart, for example.
Yeah.
And what that looks like.
I think I'm fairly smart, and I've definitely got the hungry part down, but the humility, not so much. I'm kidding.
Oh, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, Tony.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. That's what I say about my kids. I have 3 kids, and I tell people 2 of them are great. 2 of them ended up great. I'm like 2 out of 3 ain't bad,
It's not
right? I mean,
also a Meatloaf song.
Oh,
yeah, oh yeah, meatloaf. Sure, yeah.
Meatloaf
Well,
sounds
let's not
delicious.
talk about health and hunger and meatloaf.
I
in this
know.
moment.
Meatloaf
Don't
sounds
let your meat
delicious.
Don't let your meat
Meatloaf.
loaf. That's what I always say.
How did I
But
know you were going to say that? I literally knew you were going to say that.
yeah, I always I drive my family nuts whenever we have it. I'm like, don't my kids get all mad at me. I'm like, don't let your meat loaf. And they're like, Dad. Oh,
so
The
good.
groan.
the groan. The
Yeah.
groan. Or when we have cantaloupe, I'm like, we can't elope.
Nice.
We
Cantaloupe.
can't elope.
Speaking of cantaloupe,
We had the best homegrown cantaloupe out of our garden over the
oh
weekend.
my gosh. It was
So the best pancakes,
Oh.
homemade butter, and really good cantaloupe out of
oh
your
my gosh, it was
garden.
the most it was perfectly picked the right time.
And I had to put some pepper on it.
See,
Put
that's the thing
pepper.
about melons is getting them at the exact ripeness.
Ripeness.
Seriously.
Yeah.
It was
Seriously.
delicious.
It was
Yeah.
so good.
I'm never good at. I don't know how to judge them at the store. I don't know how. Like you go to the store and get them, or out of the garden. It's like I don't know. Is this
Yeah.
ready? I don't know.
Well, apparently you're supposed
Yeah.
to smell it, and it should tell you whether it's ready or not. We learned
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
Yep.
Supposed to
Didn't know
smell.
it had a smell on the rind that you could actually smell.
Definitely do.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Interesting. Well, you know what? I like that credibility and accountability in these areas begins by looking at the person in the mirror,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And that's why I stand Jeff in front of my mirror. And so
Yes, right.
I'm still looking at Jeff, not myself.
Well, and there is a difference in that because knowledge, you could have industry knowledge of knowing what works, but you might not be living it. Right.
Yeah.
So there's a difference. I think the wisdom piece of this is actually living it out. Because I've hired trainers that can explain form and technique beautifully, but they're not practicing it.
Hmm.
And I feel like that is what we're trying to, that's the message we're trying to send. Like knowledge alone is not inspirational to most people. I think the example that you're setting is most important.
Yeah. I think that's huge. Well, hey, we have to roll, but before we do, give that website where people can go to either set up a consultation with Jeff to talk about finances or get a financial plan in place or ask him any questions, or Jennifer, for you and Fredericksburg Fitness, how they can get a hold of you.
So visit our website, and that's fitnessfinancepro.com. And then from there, you'll see the links to book the consultation with both Jeff and myself.
All right, and that's fitnessfinancepro.com. Jennifer and Jeff, you guys, a great show today. And listeners and viewers, thanks for tuning in. That does it for today's episode of Fitness and Finance with our hosts, Jennifer Scherer and Jeff Smith.